Good morning. Here are 3 reasons why you're attracting the wrong person. Hey, as I get older and more wrinkly, I'm looking like a sharp hay. I'm getting a lot of. All right. You have to age gracefully. That's not one of the reasons why you're not attracting the right person, but that's just a reminder to myself that I'm in my 40s now. I need to age gracefully. I need to accept all my blemishes. Okay. You know what wrinkles are? Here's a new definition of wrinkles. They're like tree lines. Each line represents learning and life and wisdom. And they're like the stickers on the back of football helmets. They're tackles. I've learned shit. The more wrinkles you have, the more attractive you're going to be. That's the reframe. All right, never mind. Here's the first reason why you're not, why you keep attracting the wrong person, the wrong type of person. So when I was single, for the first time, that long stretch after divorce, and it was like 4 years, I read something, I think it was by Sam King, and he wrote a book called, I believe, Fire in My Belly. I don't know, never mind. But I got this takeaway from that book, and it really resonated. And it was this question: where are you going, and who's going with you? And I took that because the way that I always looked at it was who's going with me, and then where am I going? And I think that because I took that and I said, listen, if your mindset is who's going with me, and then where am I going, you're going to be going alone, right? So where am I going? Who's going with me? If you reverse that order, you're going to be going alone. And I thought to myself, okay, I need to figure out where I'm going, and then the next question is who's going with me. And what happens if that's where you pull from, right? If that is your mindset, if that is your what you're going to hang your singlehood journey on, first, where am I going? And then who's going with me? What happens is you start running toward what you're passionate about without wanting to please other people, right? You start running towards your true north. You start doing things that light you up, that get you excited. You start building whatever you want to build. And as you do that, you want someone to come with you, of course, right? And as you focus more on where you're going and less on who's going with you, you actually become more attractive because you're no longer aligned with desperation, and you're not like trying to find love or find the one, but you're like, I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna build this, I'm gonna work on these things. That's what I'm excited about. That's what fires me up. And then whoever wants to come on the ride, let's go, you know? And I think that is the mindset. What I had before was who's going with me. So it's like putting where I'm going on hold while I search for who's going with me. And if I don't find who's going with me, I never get on the ride myself, right? And then now your life is on hold, right? You've paused your life because you haven't found someone to love. And of course, you're going to feel like, okay, life sucks. I'm depressed. I'm lonely. There's no one out there. Like everything is on hold. And that is definitely a way to create your own prison. And that is a way to feel very powerless and turn singlehood into suffering, right? So the mindset is, where am I going? Who's coming with me? If you reverse the order, you're going to be going alone. All right, number 2. You're not intentionally wanting anything different. So what I mean by this is if you don't have an honest conversation with yourself, if you don't intentionally say, whether it's out loud, to the world, on your fucking profile, I don't know, but you want different. If you don't, you're going to default to your old ways, your old energy, your old wiring, your old programming, your old blueprints, and you're gonna it's like when you're driving a car, if you're not aware and you just allow your subconscious to go, it's going to probably take you to wherever you normally go, familiar places like, home or wherever you go every day. You have to consciously say, okay, I'm going to make a left here. I'm going to go here. Or you're going to follow directions from your Google map or whatever, and that's going to take you to your destination. And like that, if you don't say, okay, I want something different this time. I want to go down a different path. I want to take, I don't want to just wander aimlessly, but I have direction. And you don't have to know what different looks like exactly, right? And when I say different, I'm not just talking about how someone looks. I'm talking about how you want to feel in your next relationship. What is different this time? Because if there's nothing different, chances are it's going to be the same, and the same didn't work. So intentionally wanting different. Ask yourself what that looks like. Ask yourself what that means. Is it journaling? Is it mantras? Is it promises to yourself? What does different look like? I know that it involves openness. I know that it's not easy because same is comfortable, same is what we're used to, same is what we gravitate toward. But usually the same is dysfunction, same is things where we don't learn anything. Wanting something different actually requires stretch, and it's uncomfortable. Different doesn't come naturally. The same does, right? We are gravitating always toward homeostasis. An ice bath is not something that you want to do, right? That's something that you have to say, okay, this is good for me. I'm going to jump in, and wanting something different sometimes can feel like an ice bath. There can be shock. There can be resistance. You want to get out of the tub. But if you sit and breathe, which is what I need to do when I'm doing my videos, because I ramble way too much and talk too fast. But if you sit and breathe and soak in the experience, there's a lot more stretch and growth than just panicking, wanting to leave, right? So telling yourself you want something different, that's number 2. And the third reason why you keep attracting wrong people is because you don't like yourself. Now, hold on. I know it's a little mean. Loving someone is easy because that's a choice, right? We love our parents. We love people that sometimes are hard to love and sometimes are easy to love, right? Love is a daily choice. And so when it comes to our relationship with ourselves, we can say that, we can wake up every day and say, you know what, I love myself today, and we can mean it. And some days it's easy, some days it's hard. But liking someone is not a choice. That you have to earn that shit, right? You don't just say, today I'm going to like you. You either like someone or you don't. And so when it comes to your relationship with yourself, you got to get to a place where you start to like yourself. I started this video talking about my wrinkles, so I'm not talking about just because we all have insecurities, right? There's the Amazon truck again. Man, it's just Amazon truck every 3 minutes now. That's the world that we live in. Thank you for your package. What does it look like to like yourself? And it's not like you just get there. It's something that you're going to have to work on for the rest of your life, as we all are, And some days it's going to be easy to like ourselves. Some days it's going to be hard. But you have to start the process. And I think the reason why many of us attract the wrong person is because we don't like ourselves. Now, here's the thing. If you don't like yourself, you're going to fill holes with other people. So whether that is, and so what happens is when you do that, the relationship gets lopsided, right? You're going into the relationship powerless. You not liking yourself means you're putting more weight on the other person, how they treat you, their relationship, right? You don't have a sense of self. So what does it look like to start liking yourself? For me, I had to start with acceptance. Everything starts with acceptance, right? Radical acceptance. This is where I'm at. This is who I am. This is what I have. This is what I don't have. You have to start with acceptance, because with acceptance, there's truth, right? Nothing can be built without truth. And then from there, it requires a journey, a daily journey, and it's you building a relationship with you as you would with anyone else, you know? And there's going to be times that's going to require you sitting alone. That's going to require, I know with me, I spent a lot of time by myself. So this discovery period, like when you meet someone, you want to know everything about them, right? But we don't apply that to ourselves. So put yourself in situations and see what you do, you know? I went and ate at diners by myself. I got on one of these behind me and I rode all over LA by myself. I put on headphones and took long walks by myself. I went to the beach and ran by myself, bought myself expensive dinners, got into fitness, started blogging. I did things for me, you know, and I start to know that, you know what, I like this, I don't like this. This is how I behave in this space. This is how I behave in this space. This is a reaction. This is not. And you start to connect to you. You start to build a relationship with you. And as you do that, then you start to attract people who are also building a relationship with themselves, who also like themselves. You know, it's like water meeting water at its level, right? Like you're going to gravitate toward and attract people who are also on that same journey. Now, if you don't like yourself and you don't do anything about it, and you just throw yourself into the dating pool, searching for people who you want to love because they're attractive, or because they give you a boner, or because whatever, they have abs, or you know, whatever it is, you're just playing Russian roulette with your life. I mean, you're attracting the wrong people, because you're attracting the same people, and the same people, usually it's the wrong people, because the experience that you had last time probably didn't work out, you know. And so liking yourself is the last one. Let's recap. 3 reasons why. You know, these recaps, by the way, are more for me than you, so I feel like I've given some kind of value, or else I just feel like I wasted a lot of people's time. So a recap, so I could like myself today. Number 1, where am I going? Who's going with me? That is the order. Where am I going? Who's going with me? If you flip it and focus on who's going with you before where you're going to be going alone. You're going to attract the wrong type of person. Okay, number 2. Oh, here I go. My memory is shot. I totally forgot what number 2 was. Let's go with number 3 and then go back to number 2. Let's pull a little Tarantino here. Number 3 is you got to like yourself. You got to get on that journey of building a better relationship with you, right? So what does that look like to like yourself? Forget this whole love yourself thing. It's harder to like yourself than to love yourself, because liking yourself is earned. It's not just a choice. And then the second one is, it's to the intention of wanting something different. What's going to be different this time? If you don't want something different, it's going to be the same, and the same didn't work. So those are 3 things to do to start attracting the right type of person.